Welcome to Darlington Raceway for the official throwback weekend of NASCAR. This is the A&R Nascar Cup Series Season number 2. We have lots of drivers here competing to see who will get the pole position for the Bojangles Southern 500. Lots of throwbacks this year, as last year we didn't have as many. But in Season 2 we have lots of throwbacks. Joey Logano has a throwback. Kurt Busch has a throwback. A nice throwback to Richard Petty here by Bubba Wallace. Paul Menard, Eric Jones. A very, very bright paint scheme by Kyle Busch. Probably the most popular. Ryan Blaney has one. Ricky Stenhouse, Clint Boyer, as well as Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon, the reigning winner of this race. He won last year. He needs to win one of the next two races, either Darlington or Indy, to put himself in the playoffs. He's in a must-win in order to reach the playoffs this year. But let's start off with qualifying here at Darlington.
William Byron has just showed up to the track. I think he got a bit late because Jeff Gordon was pep-talking him to see how well he can do in qualifying. So Jeff Gordon is here in his classic car in the spectator stands.
Kyle Busch is probably actually not the most popular here. It's probably the William Byron paint scheme, the Rainbow Warrior throwback. But anyway, off to you, Anthony, for Jamie McMurray.
Qualifying gate has been activated, and along with Jeff Gordon, there's Mark Martin here in the spectator stand, as well as the ghost of Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt is hoping that Austin Dillon can take the 3 back to victory lane here at Darlington. Here we go, first off with Jamie McMurray. A 108, pretty slow. It's a sort of small track here at Darlington. He got a 108.
Next we have the 2 of Brad Keselowski, who is still winless here in Season 2. He got his first career win at Texas in Season 1, but is yet to win a race since. Here he goes. A 145, way faster than Jamie McMurray.
Next up, sporting an all-silver car is Austin Dillon in 3, 2, 1. A 133 is his speed.
Next we have the 4 of Kevin Harvick in his Busch Beer throwback. But before he goes, we need to remove a spectator that has gotten onto the track. Man, there's just been a lot of spectators on tracks this year. NASCAR needs to bump up their security. And the police are here to arrest the person who got onto the track. So thank you to the security for getting on that. And the police have successfully handcuffed and arrested this weirdo. So Harvick is now ready to take his run in 3, 2, 1. An 87. So the worst speed so far.
Next up, we have Trevor Bayne driving his all-black Advocare in 3, 2, 1. A 229. I think that's the fastest speed we've gotten, making Mark Martin proud.
Next, we have fan favorite Chase Elliott, who's still looking for his first win this season. He made it to the Championship 4 last year, but is currently outside the playoffs looking in. So he needs a good run at Darlington next week to make sure he gets into the playoffs. Oh, a huge wreck for Chase Elliott. That is not going to help his chances in getting to the playoffs, as he is on his lid.
Next up, we have Eric Almirola sporting his standard Smithfield, although he will have definitely a better car for Darlington next season. But, anyways, 3, 2, 1, go. He just went flying off the track and almost went to the construction site. Not good for him. That must have hurt. Eric Almirola is now being towed away to the garages.
Next, we have Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Cares car. He's also looking into the playoffs, trying to gain some points. He needs 2 good runs. He's not in a must-win to get to the playoffs, but he still needs a good run at Darlington and Indianapolis to make sure he gets a playoff spot. Well, that won't help him as he gets a 0.
Next up, we have Ryan Blaney sporting a Darlington throwback. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but it's blue numbers and then a bit of silver. Billboard just went out. We'll fix that next run. In 3, 2, 1, go. A 108.
And now we have the points leader, Ty Dillon, in the number 13 Geico. He's looking for another run here. He's already locked into the playoffs. And he also goes into the construction zone. Well, Eric Almirola and Ty Dillon look like they're becoming best friends.
That was a harder hit than Eric Almirola's. Next up, sporting an all-blue paint scheme, is Clint Boyer. He will also have another paint scheme next season, but that's in the future. Even more into the construction site. That's 3 drivers that have gone flying over into the crane, which is up there. Wow. Emergency crews are out to lunch, so Clint Boyer will have to come back himself.
Next, we have the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who is currently sitting last in the standings. As you can see, he's only gained 48 points throughout the season. Definitely a must-win if he wants to make the playoffs. Or maybe it's impossible to make the playoffs. So here we go with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A 128. Well, that's something that's good to happen to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. this season.
Next up is Kyle Busch and his Skittles throwback. In 3, 2, 1, go. Safety crews are still out to lunch, but if they were here, they'd really be getting their work in.
Next, we have the Season 1 champ, Daniel Suarez. Can he win this season? We are already nearing the end of the regular season. He's pretty much locked himself into the playoffs. But he still wants to get that win, as that's a big goose egg in the win column for him so far. That won't help him. Not even going to really care about showing that one.
Let's see if Eric Jones follows the fate of the 2 other drivers in Joe Gibbs Racing. And after reviewing the speed list, none of Joe Gibbs Racing has gotten a speed. Denny Hamlin was too slow to register the laser, and Kyle Busch and Daniel Suarez both were wrecked out. Let's see if the last driver can actually get a time in Joe Gibbs. A 108. Not bad, not good, but it's better than the other teammates.
If I may correct you on that, Anthony, that's actually a very good time, considering the fact that half the drivers, it seems like, have wrecked out today. Anyhow, we have Paul Menard in his throwback with gold, number 21 on the side. A 170. I think that'll put him in second, maybe third.
Next up is Joey Logano, sporting Pennzoil with black on it and some black stripes. Looks like the number 1 car when that drove the Pennzoil. Can't remember who drove it, but whatever. And he went around with a 127.
And next we have the rookie William Byron, who needs to win this season to be able to contend for the Rookie of the Year award. As right now, it's an undisputed Bubba Wallace, as Bubba Wallace has a victory. William Byron needs to win to even make the playoffs. He's in a must-win. So let's see if he can clock a good speed here at Darlington in that beautiful Rainbow Warrior paint scheme. He does. A 126.
Next up is Ryan Newman. Sorry, brain blinked out there. Next up is Ryan Newman, a new man in the A&R Nascar Cup Series, first time at Darlington, because he wasn't here last season. Rescue crews are now on the scene. They finally got back from lunch.
And next we have Kurt Busch, he's going to try to do better than his little brother did, for bragging rights, I guess. In 3, 2, 1. He does. He does a 126.
Next up is runner-up in the standings, Kyle Larson. He is second in the standings behind Ty Dillon. Let's see how he does here at Darlington. A 178, that's pretty fast here at Darlington. I'm surprised that with that speed it didn't go flying over there.
And next we have Darrell Wallace Jr., who is right now will win the Rookie of the Year award unless William Byron wins a race. Then it'll be a competition. A nice throwback to Richard Petty. In 3, 2, 1. 107.
Next up we have AJ Allmendinger. In a standard paint scheme, nothing special about it. Well, AJ, that was a humdinger of a crash.
Next, we have Jimmy Johnson, who is not doing very well here in Season 2. Considering he's 4th to last, he needs to win to make the playoffs. In 3, 2, 1, let's see if he can clock a good speed here at Darlington. Okay, he flies off. Goodbye, Jimmy.
Next up is Martin Truex Jr. driving his 78 car. 3, 2, 1, go. Where'd he go? We've just located his car underneath the A&R Nascar Cup Series sign. That was a pretty big crash for Truex.
And next we have Alex Bowman, who got his first career win at Watkins Glen earlier this year. Let's see what he can do here. 125 for Alex Bowman.
Finally, we have Casey Kane driving the number 95 Procore car. Now, in our series, the worst qualifier gets eliminated from the race in Season 2, unless it is a 3-lane track like Daytona or Darlington. But this is not a 3-lane, this is obviously a 2-lane. Now, if multiple people don't clock a time, then we do whoever's number is the lowest, so we go in numerical order. So if nobody ever clocked a time, then Casey Kane would be the one eliminated because he has the highest number. He's 95. Now, if he does not clock a time, he will be eliminated from racing at Darlington, and he will get last place points. If he does clock a time, then that means Martin Truex Jr. will be eliminated from racing at Darlington, and he'll have to wait until Indianapolis to try and gain some points back. He's not doing too well in points. It'll hurt his chances of getting in the championship. But besides that, let's see what time he clocks, if any, in 3, 2, 1. A 110. Pretty good speed, which means Truex has been eliminated from racing at Darlington for the throwback weekend of NASCAR. 1950.
And Backstage has done the math on who got the pole here at Darlington Raceway, and that goes to the 6 of Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne has kind of been quiet ever since he won the Daytona 500 and swept Speed Weeks, but now he's kind of making some noise here at the latter part of the regular season. Kyle Larson is qualified second, so continuing his consistent season. Paul Menard gets third. What a good run for Paul Menard. Austin Dillon, a top 5 starting position. Let's see if he can battle his way back up and earn a spot and upset the playoff picture. Joey Logano, another solid run. William Byron here in the top half of the order. Let's see if he can get a win. Alex Bowman, a good run there. Jamie McMurray as well. And Kevin Harvick was the last driver to actually clock a time, and then the rest of the field crashed out. 11 drivers crashed out. 10 of them get to participate, but Martin Truex Jr. does not get to participate in the Darlington race, and last year he came in second place. So a big swing of events. He's going to have a very good run at Indianapolis next week if he wouldn't like to participate in the Season 2 playoffs. It would be a very big upset if he did not make the playoffs, considering the fact that he made the championship 4 last year. But that's all for next week. Thank you all for watching the qualifying video here on A&R Nascar. We will see you guys next week for the Bojangles Southern 500 race here in the A&R NASCAR Cup Series Season 2.